All right, so this is our very last week of new content, and that is very exciting news. Before we get into that, what I want to do is look at our upcoming schedule, as the next few weeks have some really important dates in them. So let's go here. All right, so what you're going to see here is right from the syllabus, our calendar. And right now we are in the week of November 16th, starting module 13, chapter 11. We'll get to that in a minute. Next week is going to be Thanksgiving break, and so my schedule is built so that there's nothing new presented that week. It's kind of a week off, although our due dates kind of creep into that week for the things we're doing here in module 13. So those due dates are going to remain the same. Competency test E is going to open this week, but it's not going to actually be due until the following week. So you get a little extra time to prepare for that. A couple other things to keep in mind. After we get back from Thanksgiving break, we're going to get into module 14, which is all about preparing for the exam. I'm actually going to open up this module 14, during the week of Thanksgiving break. So if you want to use that time to start preparing, maybe looking at how you're preparing for all of your exams, I'll do that for you. So you've kind of got 2 weeks to prepare for the exam. And then when it comes to the actual exam, the official exam week for the college is the week of December 7th. Actually, the 8th would be that Monday. I'm going to open this up also for you a little bit early. I'm going to open this up for you, the time where you can take your exam during, December 1st, so the Monday before. So I'm kind of giving you a couple overlapping weeks worth of work so you can plan your schedule however you want to. That exam is going to be due on December 11th, which is the Thursday of that final exam week. So think about what your own schedule looks like. Think about the preparation that you're going to want to do and when, if you're going to want to do that over the week of Thanksgiving or the following week. If you want to be done with the final exam early during the week of December 1st, or if you want to wait until the week of December 8th, right? I'm going to leave that up to you a little bit, but that will be taken on campus just like we did before. And I will work on getting a room reserved if people want to do that. We'll send out another survey about taking that exam on campus and me proctoring it in case you want to do that. More to come on that. Let's now flip over to module 13, and we're going to take a look at that. So here we are, module 13. Um, You'll see, obviously, the normal things, your supplementary PowerPoint slides. There is a formula sheet. We're now working on measurements and some geometric formulas. We're going to dig into how we come up with those formulas. But as far as the competency test goes, this is the formula sheet that you will be able to use. I'm not going to actually make you memorize all those things, so you'll be able to reference that. This will be copied right into the competency test, or you can print it out if you have access to a printer and have that out with your blank paper while you are taking that. So those formulas are there for your reference. There's also a folder with some other online tools. We've seen some of these before. I believe this interactive app for the volume of a cylinder allows you to play around a little bit with some different radius or diameter and different heights and see how that affects the volume of the cylinder. I believe we've seen these other two before, but I will reference those as you go through the videos. Speaking of the videos, there are 3 different sections, and I believe each one of them has 2 videos to them. Again, we're talking about systems of measurements, area and perimeter, some of the formulas, some of the basis for the why. We've, of course, got our smart book. We have our discussion reflection. We have our homework. And again, we have competency test E. I'm going to open this up again so we can see this. I referenced this in last week's introductory video, but it will be a 10 question multiple choice test, but some of the questions, many of them will actually have two different questions built into it. You may have to calculate both the perimeter and the area of a figure, or maybe the surface area and the volume of a three-dimensional figure. And so you're going to want to pay really close attention to both of those. Also, you're going to make sure you need to pay very close attention to the units of measurement. If it's area, it's going to be square units squared. If it's volume, it's units cubed. If it's perimeter and circumference, which is just a linear measurement, those are just centimeters, inches, feet, etc. So make sure you pay really close attention to those. Also, pi. Pi is used in calculations involving circles, circumference of a circle, diameter of a circle, area of a circle, um, spheres and cylinders involve pi. Your calculators often have a pi button. It looks like the symbol pi. However, pi is rounded to often 3.14. For the calculations that I use for those multiple choice questions, I'm going to use 3.14. Make sure you also use the number 3.14 instead of the pi button, because the pi button is going to give you many more decimal places of pi. So make sure you use the number 3.14 when you are doing your calculations. You can get a lot of help with these Khan Academy links. So maybe as you're going through this, you say, I'm good with perimeters and circumferences, but maybe I really need some practice with volumes of cones or spheres or cylinders. These will help you prepare for a lot of what you see on that competency test. Again, here's a reference for that geometry formula sheet, which I noted earlier. And then, of course, a competency E practice test. This will have questions very similar to what you will see on the actual test. Finally, there is a solutions guide for that. The first thing you will see are just the answers to all those, followed by my actual calculations. Okay, so you can use that to best prepare for that competency test. That will open for you on Thursday of this week. Okay, so the competency test will open Thursday of this week. And normally it would be due the following Wednesday, but that, of course, is Thanksgiving break. So you actually have until the following Wednesday, which is actually December 3rd. Okay, I believe that is it for this week. This is our last, like I said, our last content module for new stuff. So that should be exciting news to you all. Best of luck, and we'll talk soon.